okay, let's say we have 3 different versions. This is where we come in with the point of view. And I
Okay.
know we can go back to prototype in a second, but this is where we would come in with our designs, our presentation, our point of view, and say we have 3 options.
Mm,
Option 1 meets all your requirements and is in the budget,
mm,
and it is it meets the requirements. And it's always important to come in with an option that does that. That says, okay, if you want, XYZ, we've accomplished that, and here's how you would do it.
mm,
But if you were able to spend, let's say we could increase the budget by 10, 15%, maybe there's a timeline that's extended, then this is what we could do. And you want to make sure you're coordinating. This goes back to the teams that we talked about early on. You're coordinating with all the teams. You never want to have an idea that's not feasible to the customer. So you always want to make sure things are feasible, and you're talking to the project manager, you're talking to the sales team, you're talking to the developer, and you're making sure, okay, we're aligned on how this could be done. And that first option is feasible, meets timeline, meets budget. And then you would use the help of those teams to kind of detail out that second option of, if we really wanted to do this way, it could be in this timeline, in this budget, and it could look like. But I think 2 things are, you always want to come in with something that fits within the bounds of the project, and then just multiple options. And I've had presentations where, let's say I'm just doing a wireframe or a review of a feature, and I have one main version I'm presenting. In the design file, let's say in Figma, I would have 2 different versions as a backup. So maybe in the call, let's say it's an hour call where we're going through a wireframe presentation. If they start to say, this is good, but I really don't like this part, that might be a segue into another version that I did, where I say, okay, well, we actually had this other version that it went kind of this direction, and I think that's kind of an idea of always being over prepared, and you know what you want to present, but you off screen, in your back pocket, you kind of have a few different options. And then there's been other calls where I've made a 4th option or a new option during the call, and that it just kind of comes with being collaborative and being comfortable with, hey, we've made these options, and I'm comfortable with creating something on the fly that I know is feasible. I've learned enough in some technical aspects where you can say, okay, we could do this option and it'd be feasible. And so I think that's another part, is just kind of collaborating with the customer.